welcome to my channel and Reading Out Loud Book Club. I'm Keionna and I love making videos about all of the lovely books that I read. Before we get into this video, I encourage you all to subscribe to my channel and share this video with a friend because today is a special day. I'm sharing with you all an elaborate review of one of my favorite books ever, and that is bestseller The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I know many people have heard about this book and I just thought it needed its own video because the context of this book is so powerful, and what made my experience with this book so amazing is the fact that it's such a quick read. There's only 7 chapters to this book and it's so compact and fun size that I enjoyed the convenience of being able to carry it around with me everywhere that I went. So this video is just going to be me talking about my interpretation of the 4 agreements, and I'm sure that if you all have read this book or if you are planning on reading it, you guys will receive a lot of different ideas and messages from this book. So I encourage all bookish conversations in the comment section below. So essentially the 4 agreements composes the wisdom from the ancient Toltec people who originate from Mexico, and the focus of this book are the 4 core values. And I like to think of these values like the 4 valves or chambers of a heart, where each valve or chamber is quite vital in the circulatory system, which enables the heart to function properly. So quite similar to the 4 agreements, each of the values or agreements in this book kind of correspond with each other and kind of just help each other to strengthen and reinforce the ideas behind these agreements. So the ultimate goal of the 4 agreements is to enable you to reclaim and hone in on your own personal power and experience a new profound kind of freedom. The 4 agreements can promote a life of joy and fulfillment, especially if you are determined and committed to reprogram your entire belief system by deconstructing fear-based agreements, which will ultimately enable you to harness that power, and then you're able to create something better for yourself, something that is more ideal. Literally, you'll be able to break loose those mental and emotional shackles that you might have suppressed throughout the years, and reading this book is the key. And it also brings us back to the realization that we are all connected and united by love, and anything that doesn't demonstrate that is just smoke between mirrors, because once we are able to fully love and accept ourselves, or fully love and accept other people, it's directly, like, it is absolutely parallel to the way that we love and accept ourselves. So it's very important that we understand that before we can, kind of understand why each of these agreements is so important. And a major theme of this book is heaven on earth, and you'll see this theme pop up quite frequently throughout this book. The idea is to get us to transcend to that level of existence. So it's really one of my favorite books, and I'm really happy that I'm going to be able to share it with you all in this video. So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word, and what that means to me is you pretty much just want to have integrity, you want to speak with integrity, and you want to choose your words carefully in general, no matter what language you speak. So for instance, you want to be careful of the affirmations that you choose to identify with, because those affirmations will ultimately shape your reality, your personal dream, or your idea of heaven. We only want to speak highly of ourselves and other people, and we also want to be very conscious of the word that other people use over us, because if we somehow subconsciously or even consciously choose to accept the agreements that other people place over us, then that can be an agreement which may be suppressed, or may just be something that you had no idea is happening, but it really is, and you may start to actually believe what the word that the other people is speaking over you. So you want to use your discernment and your power to decipher which agreements you choose to accept by ultimately figuring out what heaven on earth means to you and what you want your own personal dream or reality to appear like. And using this agreement, being impeccable with your word, is a surefire way to make sure that is happening for you. By now you're probably thinking they're just words, it's not that serious. Well, Believe it or not, our word is extremely powerful, so we really want to respect the meaning of our own agreements, because the benefits of doing that is in order for us to be able to break those negative habits or agreements, and we'll be able to replace them with more positive ones and, you know, reaffirming ones. If you haven't noticed, we are the only species on the planet with the gift and ability of speech, which is a gift, and it is so powerful, and we must use it to save the world. No, we really must use it for the betterment of humanity and the world in general. I feel like it is sort of like our obligation as human beings to do so. So yeah, being impeccable with your word is an extremely important agreement. I think we should all kind of adhere to and be more mindful of in today's society. And I really also love this agreement because I feel like it is a really great device for writers and journalists to utilize in their work. So the second of the values from this book is don't take anything personally, and I can personally say I know that this is one that I've had trouble with, because I know that sometimes it can seem like it's possible that somebody could intentionally be trying to, you know, do things or say things to hurt you or whatever, but we have to remember that anything that anybody ever says or does is just their own personal projection of their own personal dream or reality. You just have to stay focused on yourself and what your own personal reality or dream is that you have going on. And remember that anything that anybody ever says or does is really just a reflection of themselves, no matter how unbelievable it may be or may seem to you. Not taking anything personally grants us immunity to gossip or bullying, etc. Also, by knowing that that emotional pain that the sender is trying to direct towards you will only affect them if you choose not to accept it, if you refuse to accept it. The third agreement is don't make assumptions, and this agreement emphasizes our innate right to always seek the truth by asking questions, whether it is a question that you must ask yourself or a question that you must ask somebody else who you trust and know can give you an answer. We want to always find our own voice and make sure that we're communicating effectively, and then be patient for the answers and believe that the answers will come to you. This agreement can be a very useful tool in developing a healthy relationship with yourself and with other people. By adopting it, we can completely change the quality of our life by shifting from needless drama and suffering to pure happiness and inner peace. Last but not least is the fourth agreement, which is always do your best. This agreement is very important because it implements the actions of the first three agreements. In this chapter, the author nurtures our ability to develop the habits of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-care. And when we work towards the expansion of these good habits, we can be certain that we will always do our very best. Alright guys, those are all of the agreements from the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I believe that these agreements are quite practical and common sense, but I do realize sometimes that common sense isn't always so common, and that's the irony of common sense. Once we are able to apply this knowledge to our critical thinking, I believe that we will essentially virtually be able to master the teachings of this book. After I read this book, I truly felt a sense of freedom and deep gratitude for having discovered such an amazing book. One thing I will say in regards to the second and third agreements is that I wish that the author had developed better titles for these agreements, because when I want to get somebody to do something specific, psychologically I feel like it's beneficial to tell the person exactly what I mean for them to do. Like, you know, say what you mean and mean what you say. So for instance, for the second agreement, don't take anything personally, I would think be immune to the actions and opinions of other people. And then for don't make assumptions, it would be always seek the truth before coming to conclusions. because in my opinion those two agreements alone are kind of counterproductive to the very first agreement itself. So that was just my little 2 cents. I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads, but I would have given it a 4.75 just for that little thing that I just mentioned. Nonetheless, it was a very life transforming experience for me that gave me a brand new pair of eyes. I will suggest this book for everybody, especially if you are ready to, you know, experience that profound state of inner happiness that is so readily available to all of us. I will leave the link to this book where you can purchase this book, find it online, and we can discuss this book further in detail in the comment section, or you guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads. I'll leave all that information in the description box for you all. And Don Miguel Ruiz is also the author of the book giveaway that I'm hosting. There is still time to enter that book giveaway. All you have to do is watch my booktube newbie tag. I will leave that at the ending clip of this video, as well as in the description box for you guys to hear the official rules for the giveaway. I will be selecting one lucky winner to win a copy of The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, so I'm so excited for that, and I hope you all decide to enter into the giveaway. Thank you guys so much for listening to this video. Please like this video if you want to hear more elaborate reviews from me or bookish talk, and I will see you guys very soon. I love you all, and peace. Until next time.